I don't know why our African leaders and politicians are so good at making promises they cannot keep during campaign against election. And actually, I don't blame them. No, not at all. I don't blame them. The people I blame are the people being governed. Why do I say this? I say this because whenever you see the next election comes, you are still going to see that this same group of people are still the people that are going to win the election. And you might be thinking it's because of rigging. Most times it's not because of rigging. But it's because these leaders know that the people they are governing are so foolish and naive. And what do? They just to buy your votes. They buy your vote with as low as $1. As low as $1. After you have suffered for good 4 years, 4 years of bad governance, they are going to end up buying your vote with $1 single, a single meal, an amount that is enough for you to feed just at a spot, and they are going to give it to you. You are going to see them in election day sharing $1, and these people are still going to fall to this trap. And that is why I say I don't blame them at all. I don't blame them at all. So that is actually by the way. That is by the way. And the big question today is, why do our African politicians and African leaders fly abroad whenever they are sick, whenever they need proper health assistance? And then, why do they also send their children abroad for them to study? Whereas they are the problem in our countries. Okay? Now, the first reason why they actually fly abroad for health assistance is because of weak health care system, which they have caused in our countries. Now, if you check most of our hospitals, you are going to notice that most of our hospitals are underfunded. These people are the people at the helm of affairs, but they are not going to give proper they are not going to allocate proper funds to these hospitals for them to operate effectively and efficiently. And this has led to most of these hospitals not having updated medical equipment. Most of these hospitals don't have proper medical equipment in order to carry out most operations. They don't have this technical know-how because most of the specialists that are supposed to be retained here in our countries have already flown abroad. And upon that, most times you are also going to see, because of this because of lack of funding, you are going to see most of these hospitals going to strike. They are going to definitely they are going to go to strike because they are not being funded by these our politicians. Okay? Now, the second thing that actually makes these leaders to fly abroad is because they now lack trust in the system which they have created. They know that they have spoiled the system, and now they don't have trust in the system. They just have to fly abroad. Let us go abroad and get ourselves treated. You are going to see a leader, a president for that matter. I'm not talking about the governors, I'm not talking about senators. A president of a country. Tell me why a president of a country should be flying abroad to get medical assistance and medical support, whereas you are the overall in that country. So that means there is no hope for the masses. The people that voted you in, you have not fulfilled what you actually said that you are going to do for them in election. And then this has also led to what we call brain drain. It has led to what we call brain drain. You are going to see most qualified quality doctors, most qualified nurses, most qualified health personnels, they don't want to stay in Africa again. They don't want to stay in Africa because they know that Africa is a failed system. They now seek for greener pastures abroad. They now seek for greener pastures abroad because they know they are going to pay them better there. They are going to also be treated the best way there. So what is the need of we staying in our locality, since we know that there's somewhere else that is going to treat us better, that is going to pay us better? Now, another reason why these leaders go abroad in order to get medical assistance is because of security. You know, since you know that you are not a good leader, since you know that you are not doing your best, if if in any way they happen to see you in any of these local hospitals, you might see somebody from nowhere. Even if the person is not working as a doctor there, you might see the person dress up as a doctor in order to administer health services to you, and that person might end up poisoning you because he or she knows that you have not done what you are supposed to do when you are supposed to do it. And that is just the truth. And then why do they fly their children abroad, whereas they are the cause of the problem? They fly their children abroad because they know that the education system in Africa has also failed. They know that there's no proper funding, there's always strike. The system is not working the way it's supposed to be, whereas they are supposed to also fix this system. They are our leaders here. And then lastly, it's because of prestige. Take for instance right now, if there is a very good paying job right here in Africa, and then you happen to be a first class student and you schooled here in Africa, you happen to submit your CV, and then another person that schooled in Harvard University first class happens to submit his or her CV also. I don't know why this mentality in Africa is always dominant. They are going to end up considering this other guy that schooled in Harvard, that has first class, than to this other person that schooled here in Africa, who also got first class. And I don't know why. I don't know why. So I don't know why Africa does not actually value their things. I've always had this opinion that African countries should have this law that anybody who is a public servant, who is a politician, who is a leader, should never travel abroad because of health issues, and also never send his or her children abroad for education or to study. Let this be written in the constitution so that before you even come out to contest, you just have to know that this is the criteria and this is what you must obey before you can become a leader in Africa. And this is going to increase the level of credibility in governance in Africa. So what do you think about this? Do you think this is actually a good idea, or do you think it's a bad idea? If you have more suggestions, make sure you also drop it right on the comment section. I remain Consolo Onyekure. See you in my next video and stay blessed.